So, wanted to come to y'all with another edition of Chalaki Thoughts. On Chalaki Thoughts, where I just talk about random things, whatever's on my mind at the time. It could be anything, absolutely anything. It could be anything with celebrities, with reality stars, with my own personal life and issues. It could be anything. That's why it's different from Chalaki News, where Chalaki News is just basically everything, like entertainment wise, what's going on, politics, what's going on in the world, whatever. It's similar, but it's different. Okay. Chalaki News is more like hot topics. Okay. So anyway. So the word around the net, the internet that is, people are pretty much trying to figure out whether or not Kim Zolciak is racist. Is Kim Zolciak Bierman racist? Is Croy Bierman racist? Are the kids racist? The ones that are here and the ones that are unborn that is coming into the world? Because I believe that Kim is going to have more kids. For some reason, I just feel like 6 is not enough. And she's going to have more kids. And she's going to be trying back and forth to get on different shows. Because she's going to have to keep expanding her house to make room for all the folks. Okay. That's just one in my head. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Obviously, it's just all this in my head. Flex. Okay? So anyway. So I decided to come on here and just talk. Just casually to go on. To talk about whether or not I feel like Kim Zolciak is racist. First of all, we talk about everything on my channel. Race. Colorism. Trump. I try not to. But Trump. Homophobia, just everything and more, stereotypes, whatever. Now, Kim Zolciak being a racist. Do I personally think that Kim Zolciak is a racist? I'm gonna say that I don't know, because I don't know that lady personally. Now, from knowing her through the TV and watching what I see, I definitely feel like there's some tendencies there. However, I don't necessarily feel like she do things to be like, okay, I'm gonna say this to offend black people. I'm gonna behave this way to black people. I'm gonna behave that way. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. I'm going to put this person in this position in my life that just so happen to be black, and whoop to whoop. Here's what I think of Kim Zolciak. I think that Kim Zolciak is a wealthy Caucasian woman, and she's living her wealthy Caucasian woman life. That's what I think. And how she based her relationships and friendships is just based on that whole mindset of hers. When she said at the and anybody that's like her in her position, anybody that's wealthy and Caucasian. When she said at the end of the reunion, this part 3 reunion, season 10, when she said that, racism all wasn't a big thing, it didn't exist, what I gathered what she meant by that before social media, what I gather is because now, all of a sudden, because of social media, everything is being broadcast and showcased now. The police brutalities, the disrespecting people who march, black people who march and in protest. It's just all the crazy things that's going on in the world today. When it comes to people abusing and disrespecting and coming at people of color, in particular black people. I think because of social media now, it's on a larger playing field, and now it's talked about more, and it's certain things that we can do something about more because of social media, because it's out there. People have petitions going around and all kinds of stuff to kind of rally and stop all this mess. But it's never going to stop. Let's just be honest. Um, which is multiple reasons as to why it's never going to stop, in my opinion. And so that's what I feel like Kim Zolciak meant by that. Saying that, oh, racism didn't exist until recently, which is crazy. But when you think about it, in her mind, she's right. Racism does not exist to her. She's a white woman. What have she really had to go through being, as far as anything racial? As much as people try to say that black people can be racist, black people can't be racist. Black people can be prejudiced, and we can feed into stereotypes. It's just a person thing. But black people cannot be racist simply because that black people have never had that much power and authority and money, to be honest, because everything falls back to money, to oppress people, to put people in certain neighborhoods and certain situations, to cause them to self-destruct, to cause them to go at each other. Black people have never had that kind of power. White people have, in this country in general. So no, white people can't be racist because racism is so many factors to it. But as far as falling into stereotypes and stereotyping other people, yeah, we can do that. We can all do that. That's not just a racist thing. That's just a people thing. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I'm doing my best to explain it. So in Kim's world, she's right. Racism don't exist in her world because her being a wealthy Caucasian woman, what have she ever had to go through in terms of her skin color being an issue? That's what I'm saying. I think Paul Mooney said it best. He said that the truth of the matter is that white people are safe in black people neighborhoods. Ain't nobody really gonna bother you. But let a black person come into certain white people neighborhoods. Shall the police get called? There is a African American black gentleman walking around. He looks quite suspicious. I'm not sure. I've never seen him before. I don't think he stays over here. If you could come and check him out and just see what's going on, and please remove him. Thank you. Y'all know Susie calling from the window, picking out the window. Who's this negress walking down our nice streets, polluting the neighborhood? Y'all know, come on. It's not everybody. I don't want everybody to think that I'm saying it's everybody. It's not. I don't have an issue in terms of, I love everybody who loves me. Whether you white, black, yellow, orange, green. I ain't seen no green bitches yet, but I'm excited to see one. But whatever, I'm cool on that. I have friends of all different races, but I have to tell the truth and I have to speak my truth. Not just my truth, the truth in general, and we have to be honest with each other. That's the only way that we're actually gonna get somewhere, is if we just be honest and just be real. Okay. So yeah, like I said, in Kim's world, in her mind, yeah, racism don't exist. I think that it was just such a big deal for her to say that racism doesn't exist, simply because she's on this black ass show with all these black women. And this is the only show that features black women. Potomac, they black-ish on there, but Potomac is Potomac. But Real Housewives of Atlanta was the first to showcase black women as a housewife show. Atlanta, I meant Real Housewives of Atlanta. So yeah, it was a big deal, I feel, because she said this on this black show that racism doesn't exist. But in her world, it don't. I've always had questions about Croy. Croy just reminds me of a redneck. That's just what he gives me. He gives me that tease. I could completely be wrong about Croy, but that's just what he gives me. He looks completely uncomfortable when it comes to film around the ladies. He don't even seem that comfortable around Sheree, Kim's buddy. It seems like when he's around I feel like he's just dragged around certain places because Kim wants him there. And you know, she's contractually obligated to be there, but also because he wants to be her bodyguard as her husband, and he feels like all these women are going to come at her at some point, so he wants to be there to defend her. And which I understand that that's her husband, but he ain't got nothing else to do anyway. Yeah, I just get those kind of teas. Croy just makes me uncomfortable. If I was at a party and I saw Croy, or Croy was out somewhere, I just feel like he gives you those teas that he just sits there and just stare at you like a cat, like an alley cat. Like you just don't know, like he's just waiting, like, you know, he I don't know. He gives me certain kind of teas. He makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to go out on a limb and say he don't like black people, but he gives me that vibe that he just don't like black people. I could be wrong, and hopefully I am, but I'm just saying it's just my opinion. Whatever. So yeah, what else I want to talk about? It was just really, I understood almost instantly what Kim was trying to say. And it was just a bad choice of words, seeing as where she was and how many black friends she has, and just the years been in. And to be honest with you, you know, social media, I say all the time, is a blessing and a curse. But it is a blessing that is showcasing all the stuff that's happening, you know, right now. But racism and all that have always been here. They used to beat the shit out of us back in the day, rape us, demolish our bodies and tear our body parts and you know, sleep with our kids, all kinds of stuff back during slavery. Okay? Obviously none of us was actually there, those of us in the present time, but we all know what went on. We just try to forget and act like, oh, we're all kumbaya and all one. No, unfortunately we probably can't all be one because we're just not all treated the same. And that's just what it boils down to. I wish we was. God knows I was. I wish we was. But it is what it is, you know? Which is why it bothers me so much when I feel like black people in particular don't stick together. And which we don't. You know, we're still constantly in competition with one another. We are still constantly not liking a person by how they look. And some of this stuff is just people stuff. I'm just saying. We are still, as black people, we still are quite homophobic. You know, we still just we still don't talk about mental illness and all this kind of stuff that affects the black community. We just brush everything off. We still don't talk about when rapes and all this kind of stuff that happen within households and stuff. You know, until somebody get grown, then that's when they tell something that happened to them when they were 9 years old. And you're 39 now, so you waited that long to say something, but it's because you didn't feel comfortable to talk about it. You don't want to, you know, talk about certain things, you know, because you're scared as to what happened. Sometimes you're scared if your mom or dad, if you tell them that they'll go to jail because they're going to go off on a person and, you know, kill them or something, you know. It's just all kinds of things that we just need to do better in general. I kind of ventured off from Kim's wig, but y'all, you know, I'm going to bring it back. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. I think that Kim thinks that she's better than the ladies. I don't necessarily think it's just because she's white. I think it's mainly because of Croy. She thinks that everybody's jealous of her and Croy's relationship, which I think is delusion at its finest. But that's mainly what I think it is. It's just everybody's jealous of Croy. And jealous because, and also the fact that she has her own show, that also boosts her little ego up as well. So, yeah. But, what else? Sweetie. Y'all remember Sweetie? Kim used to work for Sweetie. And all that kind of stuff. You know, she came out, I believe, a little later on and said all the stuff that went on and all that. But Sweetie allowed for Kim to treat her like that. Sweetie allowed for Kim to say racial slurs and all kind of stuff if she said that to her. And so, you know, it's just, she's a white woman in power. That's just simply what it is. And you know, she wants to be with the black folks and do whatever just to get what she need to get from the black community. Inspiration. Looks wise, to look cool, to be in the in crowd, to be hip. Yeah, just watch Get Out. Y'all just watch Get Out, and all this will make sense. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say, y'all. About Kim Zolciak being racist. Apparently there's many things that's been taken away from a child. Apparently Tardy for the Party's been put on hold. I don't know who the hell was watching it anyway. But Tardy for the Party's been put on hold and all kinds of stuff. I'm sure we're going to see soon Kim Zolciak. Now it's the cleanup campaign. Now everybody thinks Kim is racist. And so, she's a cleanup woman now. She's what's her name? The cleanup woman, Betty White. She's Betty White now. So she's on that campaign now. She got to reel the people back in. So I'm sure she's going to be at the NAACP Awards, the Soul Train Awards, the Source Awards, the BET Awards. The show that Oprah has every year for black women in Hollywood, that show. Any kind of Patti LaBelle or Aretha Franklin tribute, Kim Zolciak is going to be there in the front row. It's cleanup time, so she has to. She has to clean up. She's a cleanup woman, y'all. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Kim's gonna be fine, child. She's white. She got money. She's gonna be fine. We all know that. With or without this shit, with or without Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's gonna be all right. Do I think that when the whole thing die down, is she gonna come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? Business wise, I think so, yes. I personally just don't enjoy Kim, and I just see no need for her to be on the show anymore. She obviously don't want to be there. Why make her go through it, She comes in, he's outside, he's waiting for her. Like, there's just no point in her being there anymore. And so, but, I do think this. I do think that if they allow Kim Zolciak to be back on the show, they should allow Phaedra Parks to be back on the show too. Let's be fair. If how is one situation worse or better than the other one? Both situations was bad. If they let Kim come back, I think they should let Phaedra come back. That's only fair. Is Candy still mad? She might be, child. Who knows? But that's just how I feel. Phaedra did her dirt, and she was wrong for what she did. She was penalized, and she should have been, for real, for trying to destroy Candy's name. However, Phaedra Parks was entertaining as hell. She was. All these ladies done did a lot of stuff. Kenya, all of them done did a lot of stuff to each other, So, hey, I don't know. Let's talk in the comments about it, y'all. With that said, as always, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld Instagram and Twitter, at ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, and all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all stay tuned for my more reviews, child. Love and hip hop, everything, all Potomac, all kinds of stuff.